Willie D Live.
Man, how was it touring with NWA?
That was my. I always relate that to like losing your virginity. Like going on that Straight Outta Compton tour was like losing your virginity night after night, because every crowd that saw me on that tour was seeing me for the first time. Every city I went to on that tour, I was going there for the first time, and we was like meeting each other like, like virgins, like this shit is good. You know what I mean? So I could never top that. I could never top the feeling that I got from night after night, seeing, arenas sold out and just, just getting the love like that, man. Like we went everywhere on that tour. And then, the shit is like summer camp, man. You're 19, 20 years old and you're out on the road, man. It's like a kid in a candy store. The first three tours I went on a tour in 89, went on another one in 90, and another one probably in 91, 92. And I was, man, I for 3 years, I was a hoe. I was a rapping rock star hoe, like just kicking it. I did all that shit. I didn't come up for air probably until I was just about to turn 25. And then I was like, I literally like fell in love. And I was like, all right, I'm finna calm my ass down and be with my girlfriend. And I did
How
that.
long did it last?
I did that for a few years. I did it for a few years.
Long?
About 3.5. I wavered a little bit, but
that's a decent run.
But that's when I moved to Atlanta after that.
Then you got buck wild.
And then I went back, I was hoeing again.
That Atlanta is a different beast.
Yeah, especially back in them Freaknik days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How does Too Short, a guy who is making these hit songs, a lot of them about promiscuity and, pimping, and how do you go so long without not one woman being able to get a baby out of you?
A baby. Oh, man. Okay, so as a young man, I got my girlfriend pregnant in high school. Now, we couldn't go home with that kid, whatever, I don't want to say it, but, we just couldn't do that. We didn't do we weren't teen parents. We chose not to be teenage parents. Later on, a few years later, something similar happened again, and then it happened a third time. And the third time it happened, I actually went in the room. I was called in the room. It was the procedure was complicated, and I was requested to come in the room and just hold her hand. And I did something I never should have did. I looked, and that changed me forever. I studied everything that was going, as a man, that I could see that was going on with her after that and during that, and it hurt me so deeply. It hurt her so deeply. I said I never want to be a part of anything like that again, where you make a child that you're not going to bring into the world. And I'm coming of age, and I'm like, that's just something I don't want to do. So I was being young and wild, and I could have had these kids at a young age. For whatever reason, I didn't. We decided not to. But then I was like, I'm not even going to make these babies, because this ain't where I want to be and who I want to be. I didn't know what that looked like or what that emotionally would look. I would kind of be detached early on. But that one time, that third time, I was completely involved, and it just changed me. And I was like, I would never put anybody in that position, myself or anybody else. So I'd never had a woman come to me and say, I'm pregnant after that until I was 52 years old. Mm-hmm. Like I literally didn't do anything. I didn't do the things that would make a baby. Like you have to, I think to make a baby, you gotta like go raw. And then when you nutting, you gotta like just release your body and fall in that thing and just stay there and marinate and just let it go. You keep doing that, you're gonna have a lot of kids. And the saying, my pull-out game is weak, but how is your fathering game? So, You know, I just definitely didn't want to have a bunch of like procedures in my past, and I definitely didn't want to have a bunch of neglected kids, or those situations where those relationship situations where people have kids that don't want each other. I just didn't want that, bro. I wanted to enjoy my life. I wanted to be a rock star, and I didn't want to take anybody along for the ride in a negative way. So that was a conscious decision of mine, was to not do those things. So I just either protected myself, or I avoided what I described to you as what I thought was making babies. And I tried to avoid that. Like, I talked to a lot of guys who made a lot of kids, and that's what they told me. They say, you just got to fall in that thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to fall out instead of in, and I'm going to be as responsible as possible.